Okay, so I'm just gonna start off this video. I have a little paper with my script because I cannot keep track. I'm already off track. Great. Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of videos of, oh, my hair is gross. Oh, 1 second. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I put on a hat, obviously. Anyway, I've been seeing a lot of videos lately of people talking about mostly autism because I can't really say much about other things that people have been talking about. So people that have been proven to be faking stuff, that is a great thing to talk about, okay? But my issue is when it's misinformed and there's no real way of telling if they're faking, calling out people who might not be faking, and that's just going to make their mental health even worse. My main person that I saw talking about this was Ablaze. No hate to him or any other YouTuber that talks about this. I do not discredit their work. It is good to spread awareness, and I'm not saying that they are bad people. No hate to them. I'm just talking about the misinformation that they might have gotten about these kind of things that I feel like they just need to put in a little bit more research to. So this is an educational video fully. No hate to anybody that I talk about, and if I give a specific example of this, I am not mad at that specific person. It's just I feel like they need to do a bit more research. Let's start with self-diagnosis. So I've seen a lot about self-diagnosis and how it's very bad, but people seem to forget to see the good side of self-diagnosis. It can be helpful in some scenarios. Like before I got my diagnosis for autism, I did research, like to figure out if that was what I thought was correct for me. And it's also for people who go to a therapist, but not a psychologist that can diagnose them. If they want to go up to that therapist and be like, I've been having these symptoms, what I've seen is that they align with these things that I've researched. Do you think I need to go to a psychologist? And present that to the therapist. Because a therapist is not going to immediately be like, have you been having these symptoms? It's not fully self-diagnosis, it's more just saying, I've been seeing that I have a lot of these symptoms. Do you think I might have this? And do you think I need to go to a psychologist? Then expenses. In self-diagnosis, a lot of people, the reason they do it is because they cannot afford to go to like a professional. This is not saying that it's 100% accurate when they do. It's just so that they can figure out ways that could possibly help before they get that diagnosis. So if they are planning on going, but they can't afford it right now, they can go, well, I might have these things. Let's start trying out some solutions for them, like just little things to see if it helps at all. I wouldn't say that it's like fully accurate, but it is helpful in certain scenarios. And I feel like people just forget to address that part about it. Misdiagnosis is actually common, especially for autism, but we'll get into that a little bit more later. But like, I got diagnosed with anxiety and that's it. And then I went to another person and I got diagnosed with ADHD and anxiety. When in reality, I have ADHD and autism. The anxiety was a symptom of autism, and they were attributing all my autism symptoms to my ADHD. And also, I found that it's a lot easier because we lack research in those areas to get misdiagnosed. And that's why some people get tested multiple times just to make sure that that one fits. Because I tried medication for anxiety. It did not help anything. So I had to get another diagnosis and found out, well, it's because I don't need anxiety medication. That's not going to relieve my anxiety. A lot of the times, yes, it's just lack of research. And you can go to the same, like if you get diagnosed with one thing, that does not mean that they are going to see the other symptoms. A lot of the times when you go to a professional, they might just chalk up your symptoms of another thing to pre-existing diagnosis. I cannot fully speak on this, but I've seen this from someone else's video that they have dyslexia and also ADHD, and their ADHD, because they could not sit down and read, it just got chalked up to them not wanting to read because of their dyslexia. Later in life, they found out, nope, they just have ADHD and dyslexia. But it happens where you can get diagnosed with something and then they chalk it up to that pre-existing diagnosis. Now I'm gonna get deep into the autism. So I've seen this a lot where people are like, there's no way for you to stim without, it's not fully involuntary, obviously, but it's mostly involuntary. You can't choose to stim. Yes, you can. That I'm just going to make that blanket statement and get into it. You can voluntarily stim. Most things can be stimming. Sitting in a bath and playing with bubbles is a form of stimming, and that stimming is just as valid as stimming like by making like noises and running around the house in circles. One is less voluntary, one is very much voluntary, are both just as valid. Some of the stimming I do is I'll listen to the same song over and over and over. I've been told by my therapist that is stimming. I will also make random noises while I'm watching a video to express excitement. Like I'll like squeak, or like sometimes I'll jump up and like wave my arms really aggressively. Or like I have a fidget ball, I don't have it right now, but I'll like squeeze it because it has like a little plug and the plug will pop out, and I'll just do that over and over. Hi, editor Addie here. I found the fidget that I was talking about. I like doing that over and over. Oh, my dog just gave me a side eye. Yeah, I got it from Echo Autism. It's pretty cool. Also, just wanted to say, I also got like a bag from them. They're really cool. You get diagnosed with autism, talk to your counselor or the person that diagnosed you today. Not sponsored. Those are all stimming things. Sometimes I will hop out of my chair, sprint around the house a couple times. That's also stimming, like lighting a candle, watching it go, watching strobe lights, messing with a certain fabric. Those are all forms of stimming. Stimming is not always mostly involuntary. It can be very voluntary. So that's some misinformation that I've seen. Also, obviously, ASD, autism spectrum disorder, it is a spectrum. So some people might show symptoms in different ways or just have different symptoms. That does not mean that they are inherently faking. Like, some people say, well, they can make eye contact, so they're obviously not autistic. That's not how that works. And obviously there are levels to autism. So there's level 1, level 2, level 3. I'm pretty sure those are levels. Double check me on that if you want. Level 1, it is much easier to mask. Even if someone's like, well, I just mask it really easily. That does happen. Like, I mask it very well when I'm in school. Like, I don't make noises at school because you can't suppress those. You very much can't suppress those. It just takes all your focus and all your energy to do it. Like, not all fakers are faking. Also, my next point, not all fakers aren't faking. This is not me claiming that every single person he's ever covered is being completely truthful. It has all these things. Like, that is not me saying that at all. I'm just saying that some of the points are not fully valid because they just aren't necessarily true. Now, other mental illnesses are like, he doesn't really talk about ADHD, so I can't say much about that because I don't really see many people. If people are faking, I can make a second video, but like, I don't see a lot of people that talk about faking ADHD that much. And I don't know, I feel like it's pretty hard to fake. I don't know, that like, the most you can really do is say, I have ADHD, and then run around the room. I don't know how to fake ADHD. And he talks about DID and Tourette's. I don't know if those points are valid, and I'm not going to claim they are. If someone with those things wants to talk about that, totally fine. I mean, I'm pretty sure he has said that he has head tics, so he probably is more equipped to talk about the Tourette's than other people. But I don't fully know if somebody should claim that someone's faking when they do not have experience. I don't feel like me or him are fully equipped to talk about DID. I'm not fully equipped to talk about Tourette's. I don't feel like he's fully equipped to talk about autism. I don't know about ADHD. I'm not gonna say that there's no way he has autism or ADHD. I'm just saying, like, if he's not diagnosed and he doesn't think self-diagnosis is valid, I don't feel like he's fully equipped to talk about those things. My opinion is that people without personal experience with these things, like, he does have personal experience with Tourette's. I think he's fully equipped to talk about someone with claiming to have tics when they don't. I don't know if he has ADHD, autism. I have no clue. If he doesn't, then he is not equipped to talk about that. I do not believe he has DID either, so I don't know if he's fully equipped to talk about that either. Anyway, I will actually add appreciation to the end of this video, because I do think that it is good that he is spreading awareness, like on his like videos about people faking cancer. Like that is a good thing to spread awareness for. In some of the stuff, it is actually good that he's talking about it, and it is good to spread awareness. I just want people to be more informed. So just do a little bit more research before you go into these things. And even if you do, make sure that the sites that you look at are reputable, and make sure that you are following what you say. Don't be hypocritical. Again, disclaimer, this is not me saying directly at Ablaze. I know I brought him up several times. That is not me specifically talking about him. This is just an overview of, he's a good example of all the people that do this, that talk about this stuff. So yes, I did say that at one point. I did go on a small tangent about, like, he's not fully equipped. Like, if you do not have the things, that's just an opinion. I don't think you're fully equipped to talk about them. So if someone doesn't have Tourette's, I don't think they're fully equipped to talk about Tourette's. But he does have head tics, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but he does have head tics, and from what I've seen on his channel, so he is equipped to talk about that. I don't think he's equipped to talk about other things that he does not have. Just like any YouTuber that talks about this. If you do not have those, I don't think you're fully equipped to talk about what symptoms they are, because you also don't have personal experience with it. And so I'm not saying that psychologists who go to college for this aren't equipped to talk about it. I'm just saying random YouTubers who do a bit of Googling are not fully equipped to talk about this. That is all I'm saying. Why did that curtain just move? I don't like that. Anyway, so yeah, that was my entire video. Again, no hate to anyone at all that talks about this stuff. I just wanted to address some of it, because I do think some of it's a bit just misinformed. But otherwise, keep doing what you're doing, and I actually think it's pretty cool that you guys are talking about this. So, bye lovelies!